Hi, I'm Modise from the Shoprite group, and this is On the Shelf, where we talk about what it takes to get your product retail ready. Today we're speaking to Mabel, who's been part of the process of creating a new product, and she's going to be giving insights about the challenges that she's been through and what she did to get her product retail ready. Hi Mabel.
How are you?
Well and you?
I'm wonderful, thank you.
Good, thank you. Mabel, can you just maybe give us a background about yourself?
Okay, well, I am a regular girl. I am a regular Black South African girl. And I used to be in production, broadcast technology. And it just so happened, well, now it just so happens that one of my other passions is my actual life's purpose, which is food. So while I was still in broadcast and being a mom and catering to my kids, I started doing what I was naturally doing, which was feeding my family. And now I feed the rest of the country.
Yeah. So how did the idea of the corn dog come from?
My husband and I were being good parents, chaperoning a birthday party. So my daughter had asked if she could have a sleepover for her and 12 of her friends. So including my two sons, that was 15 kids. By 5 o'clock, everybody was pretty full. Yeah. Pretty full. I'd been feeding them the whole day. They'd been eating and drinking the whole day. So there I was sitting in my kitchen thinking, I'm gonna order myself something nice. I'm gonna make myself something nice just for me.
So
I've been catering
to
these people.
Now
yeah.
You.
So I thought, what have I never had? And all of a sudden a corn dog popped in my head and I thought, let me just order one quickly. Went to all the big food delivery guys and I couldn't find anybody who made any. Googled some big retailers around me, couldn't find any. So I was like, that's odd. So then I just Googled what the basic ingredients were. I made, I think about 10 or 11. So as I was having my corn dog, I screamed, guys, I've made corn dogs. And the kids came rushing in. I swear they lost their minds. I don't know whether it was food on a stick or a new food they'd never seen before, lost their minds. And the very first question that I got while everybody was eating was, Auntie Mabel, where did you buy these? And I was like, I didn't.
I made them.
I was like, wait, if I make them, will you ask your mommy to buy you some? And they were like, yeah. And honestly, that's how Browns was born.
So obviously now you've got this corn dog that you've just made and you want to sell it, you want access to a market, you go to Shoprite. From the corn dog that you made in your kitchen to the corn dog that you sell now, what is the process and how did you get it retail ready in layman's terms?
So I'm just going to start off by saying that there are many brilliant ideas out there. There are many brilliant ideas that will never come to fruition because people died with them. So there is no stupid idea. Don't think your idea is silly or too small or too big. So what the first thing I did was, I went and I spoke to my husband about it. I was like, babe, you know I made corn dogs for these kids and they all just went ballistic, right? And I thought, I couldn't find any when I wanted to buy some. So I said to him, do you think maybe there'd be a retailer who'd be interested? This is just a normal conversation we're having over breakfast. And he goes, I don't know. What is it even a corn dog? So made him some. And it took him a few weeks. But a few weeks later, he comes back to me and he does something really important that every entrepreneur needs. He holds me accountable. He's like, you had an idea. What happened? I was like, oh, well, I don't know. I thought, who am I going to call it checkers? Do I know anybody? He goes, well, then pick up the phone. Get onto Google. Google Checkers head office. Literally, that's what everybody else should do. I literally got onto Google and I Googled checkers contact details. And I called and I got through to reception. So they sent me to the right person and they were like, well, you need to speak to so-and-so. He's the buyer for the department that you're saying you're interested in. And next thing I knew, I was told, please come in for a meeting and let us understand how we can help you.
So just for some context, suppliers can apply through the Shoprite Holdings website to become a supplier. There's all the necessary information that they'll be able to fill in and they'll get all the details from there. Mabel, if you can talk about some of the challenges that you've had in your business. I mean, it started off as a small business and obviously now you're growing into the Shoprite group. You started with around 53 stores and now you're supplying over 150 stores, yes. I'm assuming.
Yes.
So what are some of the challenges you've come across and what are some of the challenges that you feel you need to share with entrepreneurs in order for them to know that this isn't a weird challenge to come across, just so that to give them a bit of hope and a bit of context into your business?
Firstly, I learned to not take any process for granted. Even the smallest things I learned to respect. I respected that this was an entrepreneurial journey and that there was a lot that I didn't know. So I had to put all my intellect and my smarts aside and be willing, ready, and able to accept help and advice not just from the buyer, but from food technologists, from family, and from friends. So cool. After the phone call happened, my husband's really brilliant. He's our COO. He's really brilliant with graphics and with animation. So he made us a mock box, gave it to them, and Checkers was like, oh, wonderful, that's great, cool. So would you like to start supplying? It felt like when a dog chases a car. And then the car stops. Yes, the car stops. And like, ooh, what do I do with this whole car? So the opportunity came. First couple of challenges were we had no idea how to put together an ingredient list. What type of packaging would be good for us? Do we package in plastic? Do we go straight into box? Where are we going to manufacture? My house is not going to cut it anymore. We're going to have to get a facility. So the first thing we did was we called a food technologist, and they explained to us what a facility required, what the legal requirements were. Then one of our biggest other issues that we faced was distribution. But again, Checkers came to the rescue, and they sent us to a slightly smaller distributor who was able to carry us until we could get with the big guys who have global reach. And all I can say is keep knocking on doors, be patient, keep speaking to buyers, keep speaking to merchandisers. Merchandising was another issue that we had. No one tells you, so cool, you've got your product on the shelf. Cool, so who's unpacking it? I'm like, the store? No, so there was a lot to learn. And it is so easy to take for granted that I have a good idea. Somebody's accepted my idea. They're going to put me on the shelf, and then not respect the rest of the processes. Not giving respect to your product, your brand, and the processes will harm a person.
What advice do you have for entrepreneurs that have new products that they want to get into the market in terms of retail readiness? How do you go about getting your product onto the shelf? What to look for? Maybe some tips.
Okay, so a while ago, you said some really important lines to me that I wish I had heard before I wanted to put a product on the shelf. The Shoprite Checkers Group is ready to do business. And they're with small suppliers. That is such a critical line. That is such an invitation to share my ideas and my innovations with somebody who is called Africa's biggest retailer. I don't know if people have seen Africa, but it's huge.
Yeah.
So it can feel really intimidating. The first piece of advice I'm going to have is have somebody who's going to hold you accountable. It would be so easy to think of making corn dogs and then never do it. But because I had somebody on my back who asked me constantly, what do we do? What are we doing about it? Who did you call? What did they say? And when they said that, what did you do about it? Have somebody who's gonna hold your dreams and your passions accountable. Believe 100% in your product. Know that there is space in this world, hey? There is definitely space. And with organizations like this that have made it publicly known that they're willing to do business with people, none of us have an excuse. But also really, really importantly, take advice seriously. Do not think you know it all. Even if you have been in retail, life is constantly changing. Take advice from people who offer it to you that you know are in good positions to offer it to you.
Thanks for the insights, Mabel. I wish you really well with your corn dogs.
I
hope we're going to see some new flavors coming soon.
Absolutely. You're going to have them first.
Thank you.
No,